Well, hello there YouTubers. This is the piece of junk specialised, aka the work hack / pub bike / whatever the hell you want to call it. This was essentially a 30 quid Facebook job, and it's had pretty much no new parts, or it had no new parts for about 600 miles that I rode it to work, about 100 miles a week, about 6 weeks. It's still rocking the original 8-speed Acera drivetrain, which is very, very worn now. As you can see, didn't probably, I could have maintained this a bit better, but hey, it was sitting outside in the rain for 15 years when I got it, so the chain was one solid lump of rust, penetrating oil, and she cleaned up eventually. It all works except for 6th and 7th, but 6th and 7th did work. Then someone else used it and they somehow killed 6th and 7th, so they don't look particularly bad, but I think there's a slight burr on the teeth from a stone or something like that that's causing that to not work properly. This is one of those bikes you just leave anywhere and it doesn't matter if it gets nicked because it just isn't worth anything. Well, maybe it is at the moment because of COVID-19 prices, who knows. Anyway, so what have we got then? I upgraded the suspension forks the other day on the account. The other ones were rusted solid, so I put these old Fox forks on here. These are the Fox Float RLCs. They have a little tiny bit of sanction wear the other side of there. Apart from that, they all work perfectly fine. They'll just, it's a 26-inch bike, so it's got a random front wheel of something else. As the other wheel got a load of rivets in it, so we've just got this random wheel just chilling on there for now. It's got these Wake handlebars, which are absolutely terrible, and I don't recommend you get any, but they were in my scrap metal bin, so I know the only kind of wider bars I had. I mean, they're not even each side. That's how crappy these are. They're like, the rise is different one side to the other, and that's how they came. They're not being bent or anything like that. That's just how they came. It's got a Rabid top cap on it. Technically that was someone else's, but they kind of stole my sat nav and then smashed it up. They tried to sell it on Marketplace, and so I kept that. It's got this generic white stem on here as well. I've seen another one of these branded Wake, so maybe it's a Wake stem. It was off an e-bike. It was OEM, so who knows. You can see the marks from where the cutter was blunt. Even the paint doesn't cover them up. But hey ho, it's still got the original shifters on it, the original fantastic semi-integrated pain in the butt, because you can't put hydraulics on it without replacing this shifter and without getting the hydraulics as well, so you've got to replace the shifter, so that makes it more expensive. Not that this thing's ever going to get that kind of treatment. This is just literally a work hack. Once the drivetrain completely fails, I'll probably just get something else. We'll see. I don't know. Do you think this thing's worth saving? Depends. I guess it depends on how the market goes. I was just thinking I'd nick the parts off it and stick them on something else. I mean, this is technically a lady's bike. The geometry is very similar to. This just feels like a normal mountain bike, if I'm totally honest. Though it is a bit small for me. I've got the seat right up. It's got butterflies on it. So obviously, it's better than your Specialized because it has butterflies on it. Okay, that's just the way it is. The butterflies make this the best bike ever. So yeah, on the back we obviously have V brakes. We have this racing slick tyre, which makes road riding very, very easy. And it's got about 3 bottles of that tyre sealant stuff in there. The slime equivalent. I've got the tractor, farm machinery / wheelbarrow based stuff, which seems to work just as well. The frame itself does have a disc mount on the rear, so I could utilise that. However, if you take this quick release skewer out, you probably want to see this. I don't know if I can do this one-handed. Don't know if you can see that. The frame alignment is out. The actual skewer is squashing the frame. So yeah, you can see it. So when I push the skewer in, it's moving the frame there, so that means the alignment is out. I mean, it doesn't seem to affect the way it rides, but it's definitely going to have an impact on the longevity of the actual frame itself. Work hardening of the aluminium and stuff like that. So it's already been work hardened from being bent in the first place. We also have this fantastic trouser guard, which isn't really doing anything anymore. It makes it look worse, so hopefully no one steals it. Although there's a good chance what will happen is someone will come around with a set of Allen keys, nick the forks off of it, the headset, maybe the wheel, and then just leave a frame like a skeleton attached to the just in the little car park, wherever it is I happen to have left it. And there'd be like, a lot of these people like to eat cheese puffs or something, so there might be cheese puffs on the floor near it or whatever. Or if I just left the cheese puffs in a bag the bike would definitely be gone. Or chips, that's the other one. If you leave fish and chips on your bike, okay, there's someone around here, name beginning with N, Neville, Neville, who will, you know, see the chips and then just walk off of the bike, ditch it somewhere and nick the chips and go home and eat them. That is actually a thing. No, he didn't quite do that, but he did certainly walk the bike a little bit further on down Solar and was going to nick me chips, the cheeky so-and-so. Bit of a local legend. And then, of course, there's all the Sand Foundry folk who would probably do the same if they saw free chips. Anyway, that concludes this video. I'll see you later. Or cheese puffs, for that matter, being Sand Foundry. Or crayons, you know, they like to eat those as well. See you later. That concludes this video.